Hello, I'm Bob Schieffer, and welcome to the CBS Evening News online edition. Just ahead, a day of bombs and bloodshed in Iraq. Multiple attacks leave hundreds dead and injured. Laura Logan has details. Also, FEMA has tens of thousands of trailers to house hurricane victims, but they've just begun to give them out. We'll look at what's taking so long in the crisis check. And you'll meet a man with high-tech prosthetic arms like none you've ever seen. It's all starting now on the CBS Evening News online edition. With so much attention focused on Hurricane Katrina and its horrible aftermath, it was easy for us to forget there is still a war going on in Iraq. But today, we were reminded of just that in the worst kind of way. A series of car bombings began early this morning in Baghdad, went on until mid-afternoon, and by the time it ended, it had become the deadliest day in the capital since the war began. They are still counting, but at least 160 people have died, 500 have been wounded. A militant website has followed up with an al-Qaeda declaration of war on all Iraqi Shiites. Here is Laura Logan.
The first blast hit one of Baghdad's busiest markets, where laborers gather every day looking for work. Witnesses say the suicide bomber drove up in a pickup truck and pretended he had jobs to offer. As the eager men surged around the vehicle, he set off his bomb. One injured man said it was literally raining blood. As bad as this was, it was only the beginning, the first in a series of attacks that lasted all day. As the explosions kept coming, the dead and the dying quickly filled up the local hospitals. A U.S. military convoy was targeted, injuring 2 American soldiers, according to Iraqi officials. This was an attack near a hotel that houses American contractors. And there were multiple attacks against Iraqi soldiers and police. A car bomb, this man says, got through security troops and exploded among them. But mostly it was civilians, innocent bystanders who were dying. All this apparently in retaliation for a massive operation in the insurgent stronghold near the Syrian border, where Iraqi and American troops were driving out enemy fighters. All week, the Iraqi government has bombarded its people with images of its soldiers on the offensive in Tal Afar, trying to show they're taking control of security by reclaiming this city from insurgents. But today the insurgents struck back, showing they can reduce the capital to blood and chaos anytime they want. Laura Logan, CBS News, Tal Afar, Iraq.
FEMA estimated today that the number of people living in shelters after Hurricane Katrina is now 112,000. Many of them may be moved to trailers that FEMA is setting up with your tax dollars. CBS News correspondent Cheryl Atkinson tonight shows us how that's going in our special series, Crisis Check.
It's the first Katrina trailer town in Patterson, Louisiana, 100 miles from New Orleans.
Yes, I would love to eat it.
Is that working out for you okay?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Helena Washington and her husband are feeling lucky. So is Victor Baragi, put here with his wife and 4 kids.
It's nice. It's really nice. The kids out there playing. They've been playing. They like the on vacation.
All day long.
They really don't know what's happening yet.
They're among the first 10 families to go from shelter to trailer, which makes them pioneers of a sort. This massive complex over in Baton Rouge is a hint of what's to come. As many as 300,000 trailers will eventually be set up in trailer cities where evacuees can live for up to 5 years. It can't happen fast enough for those still at the shelters.
After a while, we're going to be on top of each other. But if it's going to be all right, show me it's going to be all right.
And state officials want answers from FEMA about why things aren't moving faster.
But we have a real concern right now with the assistance we're getting from FEMA on temporary housing.
In fairness to FEMA, it's not an easy process. Nothing on this scale has ever been attempted before. Property has to be secured, water, sewer, and electric installed. It'll cost more than $1 billion tax dollars, not counting the unexpected expenses. Back at Patterson, there are broken air conditioners and 90-degree heat. A FEMA worker came to check on the water and sewer when a frustrated resident confronted him about having no transportation, phone, or other assistance.
Okay, let me give you a number that you can call.
Why give me a number? What am I going to use for a telephone?
Oh, you don't have a phone.
If they need food or they need a ride to the doctor, who takes care of that?
The contractor was supposed to have a van, furnished van, to come pick up the people.
The families we spoke to say they don't know anything about that. Helena Washington says when she needs something, she walks to Walmart 2 miles up the road. Local church volunteers are helping where they can, and a FEMA contractor came to check on the AC by mid-afternoon. It's a sign of the times. The trailer town at Patterson is part success, part problem, and just a taste of what's ahead when this situation is multiplied thousands of times over. The biggest batch of trailers so far, 1,000 of them, has gone to Murphy Oil and other companies which say they can't get the local economy up and running again unless their workers have a place to stay. FEMA points out that those workers are displaced Katrina victims too. Bob?
Cheryl, they're obviously just at the beginning of all this. Is there any estimate or any time frame of when they're going to get this all done?
It could be months, maybe as many as 5.
Okay, thanks, Cheryl. We're closing tonight with what is truly a medical marvel, a triumph of technology that offers hope for countless Americans, including servicemen and women who have lost limbs in the war in Iraq. You might recognize it as an idea right out of an old TV series, The $6 Million Man. Here is Randall Pinkston.
Jesse Sullivan's new arm is a one-of-a-kind bionic marvel that lets him do things few thought would ever be possible.
All of that is natural right there. I just do it.
You just think it in
I just do it. I just, like you do yours. I just close and open my hand.
Sullivan lost his arms 4 years ago on the job as a power company lineman. He tried traditional prosthetics, but they weren't liberating enough for an active man who loved the outdoors.
Well, I was disappointed that there wasn't something better.
What did you want?
I wanted the $6 million man's arm.
Hoping to turn fiction into rehab reality, doctors in Chicago picked Sullivan 3 years ago to test their revolutionary concept.
Basically what we did is took the 4 major nerves that used to go down Jesse's arm and transferred them onto his chest muscle and skin.
Those regenerated nerves in the chest became the connection points for the wires leading to the artificial arm, completing the link to the brain.
When he thinks close hand, for example, that makes this muscle contract, and we pick it up with little electrodes or antenna, and computerized arm tells the hand to close. So he thinks close hand, his hand closes.
And the system does more than just signal the arm to move.
If you touch Jesse there, it feels like it's touching his hand. Okay, where's that, Jesse?
In the palm of my hand, between the finger and the thumb.
And one more near miracle. Typical prosthetics can make only one motion at a time. Sullivan's bionic arm is much more flexible, so he can pick up a dish or take off his cap. For most of us, no big deal. For a double amputee, it's a lot more.
This is dignity, hope, the future all rolled up in one. Who knows, a year from now, 2 years, the technology's out there.
The technology to rebuild his body.
And squeeze it.
And his spirit. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Chicago.
More stories are just a click away, but don't forget to join me on television for the on-air edition of the CBS Evening News. On Thursday's broadcast, nearly 1 million gallons of oil leaked into neighborhoods near a Louisiana refinery. The Crisis Check looks at the cleanup and how many of your tax dollars it's going to take. For CBSNews.com, I'm Bob Schieffer.